Hi guys, today I'm here with Brittany. Some of you may know her from Evernote YouTube channel. She leads community and education at Evernote. And today I invited her here because the other day we were talking and I learned she's also addicted to the filtered notes widget. But I hope she's gonna also share with us some inside stories. Maybe we can do our own behind the scenes without letting Ian Small know. Hello, Brittany. Thank you very much for accepting my invitation.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here today and be talking with you about Evernote and the filtered notes widget.
Is that your favorite widget?
It has to be my favorite widget. It
I
instantly made home just so usable for me.
I love it. I need more than 12 widgets at home because that's not enough for me.
After I show you what I'm going to show you today, I agree. We need more. For as long as Evernote's been around, one of the most common use cases that we hear people talk about is using Evernote to store your recipes.
Okay.
And lots of people have different organizational structures within Evernote. But one of the most compelling to me was a lady who shared on Instagram that she was using Evernote to store her recipes, but she did something a little different and she
Uh-huh.
tagged each recipe with the ingredient and leveraged those tags to be able to filter down specifically what she was looking for. So, for
Oh.
example, if you have some zucchini that's about to go bad and you have chicken that's defrosted, you can use a Boolean search to search for chicken and zucchini and easily find recipes that include both of those things right at your fingertips. I took it a step further and was tagging the recipes as well with entrees or side dishes. And the filtered notes widget really, you know, brought that use case to life. And when I was
Uh-huh.
testing it out and playing with it in my own system, I fell in love with it. So I have a lot of cool different things to show you today with that.
So it's cooking with Brittany today.
Cooking with Brittany today. Should I have worn my apron?
Can you tell us about the widget itself? How did it come to be?
When we put home out at first, there were, I think, 9 widgets at the time.
Hmm.
And there were very common feature requests
Okay.
like, I want a notebook widget, but just for one notebook. Or I want, to see my searches, or I want a search widget, instead of the search box.
Okay.
And what actually ended up really helping us the most was hearing why. So not just the ideas, but what would you do with a widget that showed
Oh.
you all the notes in one specific notebook? What would you do with a search widget? And based on all of those different use cases, the filtered notes widget was born, which is really cool because it wasn't just one solution that people were coming up with, but it's an extremely robust widget that we're able to apply all the filters, the keyword
Uh-huh.
searches, all of that to be able to get exactly what you want to see on the
And where exactly this feedback came from? The forums?
home.
Where did you get this feedback?
Forums, product surveys that are sent out. If you opt into those, that's in your personal settings, in your
Ah.
account settings. You can opt in to receive
Ah.
Evernote surveys. Yeah. So we listen to those.
Great, great, great. So, can you show us your screen? Wow, this is beautiful.
Thank you so much. So this is the recipe home, and what I have set up right now is a filter for chicken recipes that are for dinner.
Okay.
So if I'm wanting to browse what I could make for dinner, I've set up this filtered notes widget here.
So
Uh,
you do it for every meal? How do you deal with the widget? Or
so
you keep it there?
that's a great question. You can do multiple filtered notes widgets with the professional plan on Evernote. So we can edit filters first. So let me show you something cool here.
Okay.
Let's add in and lemon. Let's see what happens. So now I've
Oh,
filtered that down into exactly my recipes in my account that have both chicken and lemon, which is very cool. I also tagged these recipes with what types of meals they are. So, for example, a very popular meal is like a one pot. You can
okay.
put everything in one pot and cook it all at one time. So
Ah,
I can actually filter down and see just my one pot recipes. These are all the recipes I have that I can make in one pot. I can also filter down and see what are all my recipes that I can make in under 30 minutes. That's important to me because I'm very busy trying to make Evernote better for you guys. So I need some quick dinner options. So that's another way that you can leverage this exact use case as well as different types of meals. And so what we can do here is customize home
okay.
and add in some more filtered notes widgets. So if this is my one pot, the next thing that is coming up in the US is Thanksgiving.
Oh,
So what we can do here is set up, I've already tagged in this account all the different recipes that I want to make for my Thanksgiving meal. So I'm going to pull up that tag. It says Thanksgiving dinner 2021 and hit
and this notes are in the same notebook or they are spread all around?
same notebook.
Okay. So you have a recipes notebook.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I guess no. I played around with that a little bit. So you
Yeah.
can have dinner, lunch, side dish.
Okay.
And that's the beauty of Evernote, right? There's
Yes.
so many different organizational structures that you can use.
And there's a reason why you did that separation?
I was testing it out,
Okay.
you know, and
Okay.
I
But
was
you
testing
know,
out the filtered notes widget. I wanted to see, is it better if it's in its own notebook? How can I filter these down? So for example, with this filter here with one pot or 30 minutes, sorry, I can do located in dinner. So now these
okay.
are 30-minute dinner recipes.
Okay. Got it. And what you are doing there, I never thought of doing. So you are kind of transforming the widget in like a search box.
Yeah, you notice I was going so fast, I was even forgetting to change the name. But yeah, you can even change the names as you go. Um,
Yes.
So that's also really fun. Uh, and you can have so many of these different things. So we can add in more and more that have to do with this is, here's my filtered notes widget for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You may say, well, Brittany, what's the difference between that and just looking at the recipes in the notebook?
Uh-huh.
And the thing I love about it the most is the context that home adds. So I'm
Okay.
not just looking at what my recipes are that I can make in under 30 minutes for dinner, but I'm also here looking at my shopping list, looking at my
Oh.
calendar, looking at my meal plan to see what I need to add. And so I actually set up a really neat idea here with my plan.
Hold on, hold
How
on. This
I'm
hold on. This
going
is super fancy.
cook
so
my
so hold
Thanksgiving
on.
meal.
You have your pin and note is your come on, slow down. This is so nice. Come on. Okay, shopping list is so you are let's pretend you choose a meal and then you write down the items there for the shopping. Is that what you do?
Yes. Yes. So I can say, okay, I want to do, this 5 chicken tortilla soup,
Okay.
right? I like to double click on it so I never leave home.
Okay.
I don't think that did you see that? No, it
No,
probably
no,
didn't
no,
show up in the video,
because
but it
yeah.
opens up in a different window altogether.
Okay.
So now I have two Evernote windows open where I'm seeing my ingredient list and I
Okay.
can say, okay, I want to make this, but I don't have chicken stock. So let me add chicken
Oh,
stock to my ingredient
I
list.
see.
And now I have all these different recipes up in all their individual notes on my desktop while I'm still working in home because home is a really powerful mission control, dashboard,
Yes.
project management, whatever. And so that's a really, really classy way to be able to kind of see everything in context of your home, but also still have your individual notes open as well on your desktop.
Okay. This is getting really much fancier than I thought it would be. So now it's amazing. So yeah, and like you said, this can be this use case can be we can use it for anything else. Getting these core ideas that you have, like the opinion node. So let's talk about the opinion node. Okay, what do you get there?
So with this pen note, I went through all the different recipes that I was going to make, and I
Okay,
wanted to make sure that I had them all laid out, and then I could start to plan what time of day I was going to do those.
okay.
So I have this all in one note, right? And then here's all my individual recipes as well. Now, a really cool thing is you can also do internal note links. So I
Mhm.
can, open up my whipped cream and no, I'm gonna make that right before we eat, so it's super fresh. I've already put that
Wow.
into where I wanna make it. I can get that internal note link here,
Okay,
and if I go back to home and open up my pen note,
okay.
here's my whipped cream right here. I can actually just delete that and paste in my
Oh,
internal note link. So now I can just click straight into my recipe.
okay. So that's great. Let's move to the calendar. Connect everything now. So what is?
Absolutely. So let's move back over into the Thanksgiving time. So okay, it's 11 a.m. next Wednesday, and I'm ready to start making the bread for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I have my time perfectly timed out. Where here I'm making my dough, the bread is rising. That evening, I'm going to prep my casserole, and then I have my full plan of what I'm going to do on Thanksgiving Day. And this is all moving very quickly. For anyone who has tried to make an entire big, huge meal like this, there's a lot going on. There's lots of recipe cards, and everything gets wet. And so I love using Evernote for my recipes as well because I just have my iPad propped up with my calendar widget
Ah,
open. And what I can do is, let's say I'm ready to make the dough. I can click on this and open my note and go straight to my dinner roll recipe.
okay.
Pretty cool, huh?
Mm,
You can also link more than one note. So, say, it's the evening time and I'm ready to make these casseroles. I actually have two casseroles that I'm going to prep the night before. So, I can use both of these. Or if I click on it, I can just the whole calendar event, not the button. I can also see linked notes. And from there, you can also see those notes.
wow, I loved this. Well, is there a reason why you don't? I have a recipe, recipe notebook, and what I do is I use checkboxes on the ingredients, and I just uncheck the ones I don't have. Have you thought about that or do you
Honestly,
prefer?
that's a good idea. It's a good idea. I inventory my pantry as I'm getting ready to grocery shop, and I'm looking
Uh-huh.
through all the recipes. So in my mind, I'm not in every single recipe as much as I am in that scratch pad, trying to create that quick note.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I love the scratch pad for these things for my shopping list as well because there's just so many times that I have totally been in a store and I'm like, oh no, what did I want to buy? And then my old Evernote account, even before I worked at Evernote, there's just a ton of untitled notes that are all my really old grocery lists and stuff. So this is great because I'm not really typically one to keep these notes. I will track
Uh-huh.
them. So this is great. As I'm buying it, I'm just deleting it from my list.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting because I do the same. I always buy small quantities of things, so I use the note too. I just write down. But for the recipes, I since I have all the ingredients there, I think it's easier because it's the checkbox is more checked or not checked. So that's what I do. But I also use when I'm going to the supermarket, I do the same. I just write down like 5 or 6 items and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is pretty cool. Anything else related to the recipes?
The only thing I wanted to say was that I just think that the images make it so visual. If you are making a recipe that you don't have an image for, you can always take a picture.
Yes.
So, for example, I have a very popular pumpkin pie. So, I haven't tagged this for Thanksgiving dinner yet. So, let's do a search for pumpkin pie.
Okay.
So this is my top secret pumpkin pie. And this is a picture of the one I made last night,
Wow,
actually. Yeah.
it's beautiful.
So, what I wanna do here is I'm going to tag these ingredients.
Okay.
So, I don't think I have pumpkin, so I'm going to type pumpkin in here, and it says
Okay.
create tag, hit tab. So I'm gonna hit tab, and now it's created that. And then sweetened condensed milk. Look, that's actually already a tag that exists. I already have a recipe that uses that. So
Okay.
I can add that. And it goes on and on and on, right? Eggs is
Sure.
important, vanilla. And then again, to pull this into my filtered notes widget, I'm searching specifically for that tag called Thanksgiving Dinner
Okay.
2021. So I want to make sure that I add that.
And the time, also the time it takes to do it, do you tag it or not? Do you tag like 15 minutes, 20, or that's not important?
You can, right? It
Uh,
matters what's important to you. So I have
Okay.
that right here at the top
Okay.
because when you see the preview, you're
Okay.
able to see what
Oh,
that
okay.
prep time is. And that works for me. That doesn't work for
Oh,
everybody, right? So you could tag the prep time, the cook time, the total
okay.
time. You can even tag, let's see here. Let's do a filter here. Let me show you this. I actually have a low carb tag, and these are all the
Oh,
recipes that you can make that are low carb. So, that's going off of this, like, what is the calorie count?
okay.
So, and the carb count, obviously, low carb.
You
So
could
yeah,
even have a tag for the calorie count.
exactly. So you can have up to 100 tags on one note.
Oh.
A lot. And I thought, okay, I could try and max this out. You can't. I don't know. You could segment it every different way possible.
Uh-huh.
100 tags is a lot. So you could do all of the above, right? You could tag
Okay.
everything that we just talked about, including
Mhm.
all of the ingredients, time it takes to cook, side dish. Is it a dinner? Is it a dessert? Uh, and then from there, it just, gets really crazy. You just can.
But I love the tip that of leaving those information above, because then the card just shows it. That's great. I never thought about that. I love Evernote. I'm always learning.
That's such a cool thing about use cases. I love hearing about how other people use Evernote. Trying to start that conversation with the broader audience of Evernote has been a lot of fun because we're hearing so many different stories and ways in which people at Evernote have never thought of that way to use Evernote. So it's been really, really cool to get to hear some of these stories, try them out ourselves, and figure out what works for us.
Uh-huh.
But Evernote is so robust. You can really do whatever you want. And like I said, the with the notebooks versus tags, that's actually kind of a duplication. It's a little bit redundant to do
Mhm.
both, but it showcases that you can. And then
Yes.
what works for me might not work for somebody else. And that's what's important about all of the different organizational methods within Evernote. You can really find what works for you.
That's why I love to do crazy experiments with Evernote, because you're not gonna use it, but it teaches you so much. Is there a use case, something, even when it's not related to the recipe, that somebody told you guys that is something interesting to share with us, some idea?
I think most recently, and most inspiringly, someone used Evernote to make sure that they were keeping together all of their documentation and everything in order to get custody back of their child.
Oh.
And being that organized and that on top of everything really helped them succeed in that. I've also heard, just some really amazing stories of people in the past year that are able to start using Evernote and able to organize them. And they were able to quit their jobs and start their own businesses and manage their business and organize all of their information within Evernote. And that really keeps them on track and organized for their small business. And it's been really inspiring to see some of those. I think personally, the use case that almost made me the most jealous
Uh-huh.
is how college students are using Evernote for their college. And I
Yes.
used Evernote in college, and I remember when the handwriting and whiteboard search became a feature for the first time when I was in college. And I thought, wow, at the end of class, I'd always take a picture of the whiteboard and
I'm
have all
always
my
jealous
pictures
of that
Evernote.
because I use paper when I'm that old. I couldn't I didn't
Well,
a
now there's
notebook.
calendar widget and tasks and assignable tasks. And
That's amazing.
man, my group projects would have made me a lot less angry if I had assignable
Yes.
tasks.
Can we just go through the widget itself? Just show everybody that doesn't know the widget, the options we have there, so we can.
Yeah, so within the filtered notes widget, there are lots of different ways you can filter. So you can filter by keyword, tag, located in. Contains is really interesting with all of the different options that it will look for. Like, does it contain an email address or a file or images, lists? So that might be really helpful for you whenever you are using checklists to make
Uh-huh.
your grocery lists. So that's a really powerful filter as well. Some people want to go by created or updated. I want the most recent notes. I want
Mm-hmm.
the older notes. And then you can choose how it's sorted. So
Yeah,
date,
this is good.
updated, title, whichever you choose there. And you can put it in, that alphabetical order, that title, whichever works for you. So I think that was reverse alphabetical
Yeah,
order.
looks like.
Um, you can rename it. And a really fun thing is you can also apply a saved search.
Yeah, this
So
is so amazing.
saved search is so amazing. And that is a lot in part due to how advanced Evernote's searching is. There's so much you can do with advanced search
Uh-huh.
syntax and Boolean searching, but typing out chicken and tomato, not zucchini, and then, and all the quotes and, tag dinner.
I posted an article the other day. I'm gonna link it in this video, and I'm gonna record a video showing how many options we have to search things in Evernote because it's impossible to lose something in Evernote.
Truly, it is. If you can even get close to what you put in the note, not even what you called it, you can find.
Yes.
So here's a good example here of a saved search. I love when you apply it. It's so classy. It names it for you, so I didn't have to remember to go back and rename it.
Hmm.
And so now I have all my recipes in my filtered notes widget for chicken and tomato.
Wow, this is really beautiful. I loved it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for sharing your Evernote home with us. Anything else you want to share?
I'm just really hungry now, going through all my recipes.
So thank you very much, and hope to see you soon with other ideas for Evernote Home.
Absolutely.
See
Thanks for
you.
having me.
Bye bye.